From some of the most iconic characters to an incredible story, Bad Boys has it all. With the film series' iconic return in 2020, fans are eager for the next installment, and it turns out that Vanessa Hudgens will be rejoining the cast.
Dope. It's really
That's
iconic.
really cool. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I know.
Never seen that before.
Yeah.
Congrats on the Bad Boys for Life. You were at the premiere, rocking the red carpet. Everyone's talking about you and your dress and how beautiful it was.
While most of you out there may know the actress for her rom-com roles, she's going to be stirring things up quite a bit this time around, coming onto the big screen in a way unlike ever before. But that was only expected after the incredible success that Bad Boys for Life had. No one thought it was going to be as good as it was, but it ended up surprising everyone. The most recent report about the new film came from none other than Deadline. The actress will be reprising her role as Kelly, the same character that all of you saw in the third film. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what direction her character decides to go in the upcoming film. Is she finally going to be more of herself around Mike, or is the fangirling going to continue? We'll have to wait and see.
You need to stay in a child's place, all right?
Spare me the street knowledge, Grandpa. Nobody asked you.
Look, just because I your mother, don't make me your grandpa.
Oh,
right?
that's enough.
Yeah.
But one thing is for sure is there will be a lot of butt kicking. That too, with none other than Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. With such a stellar cast, this will be a film to remember. I mean, who would have thought you'd get to see Vanessa return? The first time that she showed up in the franchise was all the way back in 2020, when Bad Boys for Life came out. The actress has even talked about her entire experience playing Kelly. She said that when she first got to hold the gun, she suddenly remembered her time working on Sucker Punch. Not just that, but a lot of inspiration for her character came from Will Smith, mainly because his character Mike in the film is basically a living legend that everyone simps for. Because of that, she made sure to act exactly like a fangirl would whenever they had a scene together. What's the point of that? Well, it's to represent the younger generation and how they would act in a similar situation. And I have to say that she did an amazing job at it.
What she stands for is so inclusive. She celebrates women of all shapes and sizes and colors, and to be a part of that is just it's dope. It's an honor.
But that's not all. Remember that incredible baseball slide kill she does in the last battle in the film? Yeah, turns out that she used some of her dancing skills to be able to pull that off. Who would have ever guessed that Hudgens would do so great in an action film? But how have fans reacted to it? Ever since her incredible performance in the third film, it's no surprise at all that fans are absolutely ecstatic about her return. They've even taken to Twitter to talk about how excited they are about it. They really hoped that she'd come back and that her performance was the best part of it for a lot of people out there. Not just that, but other users on the same platform talked about how they were going to watch the film just for her. If that's really the case, fans of the actress have done an incredible job gathering up a completely new demographic for the film. People who wouldn't even have thought of seeing the movie without her. Could that mean even more success for the upcoming film?
Kelly, run us through ballistics.
So the slugs in Officer Lowry were SS-190. P90 fires that caliber, the Herstall, but these were subsonic 5.7 by 28s custom rounds.
I want to know who made those bullets.
Could we get to see it do even better than the previous one? Generally, people have been really glad that she's come back for the role and wouldn't be replaced by someone else, especially someone who wouldn't get the job done as good as she did. Vanessa Hudgens is clearly not someone you can just replace, but can you and I take a moment to take a look at how her career has shifted?
Marcus, come in.
They're jamming us. They know that we're here. This is
Can't get back in?
Still got Baby Bear in an outside frequency.
I mean, it's intriguing how someone who mostly went for roles in rom-coms is now gearing toward action films. I wonder, what's the reason for that? Before I get into it, let's talk about her career as a whole. She got her first role all the way back in 2002 in a sitcom that aired on CBS called Still Standing. That basically started off the next decade of some of the most iconic films out there, including some greats that you'll never forget, such as High School Musical, The Princess Switch, and even The Night Before Christmas. But that's not all. There's no way I was going to forget about films like Polar, Asking for It, and of course, Sucker Punch. You can obviously start to see that as she started to grow older, the films that she wanted to be a part of grew more mature alongside her.
Oh my gosh. I mean, from Lynn?
Yeah.
Lynn is the most humble person I know. I mean, he comes to set with such energy and such a positive attitude, and he makes everyone feel so seen.
But she's not the kind to forget all about her roots. In fact, she even talked about it in an interview, saying that the reason she started to go for more action-oriented films is because of the choreography. Sound familiar? Almost exactly like the work she did early on in her career, but with much more intensity. The actress seems to have really found her passion and an incredible drive to keep herself going forward and to keep on exploring the industry. And who wouldn't want more of Vanessa?
The guy reached up and scratched his nose. I saw it had no weight to it.
It's very impressive, sir.
Yeah, see, I like that one. If I hadn't come in, Grassy was a dead man for sure.
Well, that's a relief because your guy's in a body bag and he sure looks dead.
Cap.
Well, that's something that the creators might have already been working on. This time, you can expect her to get a much larger role in the film, especially after that incredible performance she put up last time. I mean, it's a Bad Boys film, so the plot itself is pretty self-explanatory. The pair is going to be chilling around until things suddenly take a really serious and bizarre turn, and they're thrown into a fight for their life. Of course, against a huge drug kingpin from Miami. But this time might be a little bit different, especially because of that post-credit scene at the end of the previous film, which pretty much confirmed that Part 4 was going to happen. You could potentially see Armando joining Mike this time, considering that the last time you saw him was pretty interesting.
It's time to make some changes for real.
You can miss me with that. I'm living my best life.
You're dyeing your goatee, Mike.
What?
You're dyeing your goatee.
I am not dyeing my goatee.
In the post-credits scene of Part 3, Mike visits him while he is in prison and offers him a chance at redemption, setting up a really interesting plot for the upcoming film. But does Armando joining in mean that one of the main characters is going to die? I mean, it's a pretty big speculation that fans have, especially since the franchise has always been about the two main characters. Hopefully, you get to see more of Vanessa during the film. She certainly deserves it. And finally, is this the last Bad Boys film? There's some great news for all fans of the franchise over here. Will Smith himself has confirmed that there could be another film that they will work on. Now, if that isn't the best news I've heard in a long time, then I don't know what is.
I sat by your bedside. I wiped the drool off your chin, Mike. Don't disrespect me like that, because you don't know.
Though it depends a lot on how the upcoming film does, as is the case with most films out there, let's be honest, and considering that it's a film from a franchise so big that it's basically never seen failure. Basically, meaning that there's no way fans won't absolutely love it. Though it's to be noted that it's going to be a really long time before you see it actually happen. I mean, the fourth film has to come out first, which would take a year or two at the very least, and then they've got to make another one after that. Though another circumstance in which they ended at 4 is if some of the main cast and crew don't want to work on it anymore. But then again, who wouldn't want to? So it's pretty safe to say that there's a high chance it could happen, and you could be the one making it happen. That's been a look into everything you need to know about Bad Boys 4.